Ovahimba Tribal Meeting. Early November of 2023, DMPL Mining Board of Administrators sent us to the field to invoke a meeting among tribal leaders. These gentlemen under a tree are the Namibians' Northman warriors, the Ovahimba. In a tribe Himba, Namibia, Southern Africa. The child arrival time fixes not by birth date, but much earlier, from the special that time. When a child in mother's mind thoughts yet. For instance, woman decides have a child. She can settle down and rest under a tree. And listens until hears unborn child's song. After, she teaches a song to child's father. And then, when a pair makes physical love, they sing the song child in order invite him. Also, a pregnant mother teaches this song to the midwives and village elderly women. So when the baby born, people around him do the sing song to welcoming new child. If he is a sick or goes through passage right, villagers do the same to save or honor him. If in his life this person committing a crime, an individual is called to the village's middle, and tribe people forms around him a circle. Then, they singing his a childish song again. Tribe admits the behavior correcting comes owing to love and an identity remembrance. When recognize an own song you don't want, do anything that possibly might others harm, and the same way for each in their tribe's life. In a marriage, the songs they sings together. When a kid old and lying in his bed, ready die. All villagers singing his song for the last time. These tribal leaders of the Ovahimba tribe were respectfully educated with our company, DMPL, intentions on its ingenious land. After a long brief meeting we share something in common, the respect for the environment. Most of these tribal leaders' ancestors lived in the mountains of northern Namibia during the Civil War to survive the cruelty of war. Their mountains are holy to the Ovahimba tribes, therefore mining is to care for the environment as well. The Himba survive out of the wildness and due to severe drought and other effects from global warming they're suffering. DMPL had every intention to help the Himba bring water to their village, and any exploration and mining will benefit the community first with social responsibilities. Mr. Daniel Varela had the honor to meet every single chief and to thank them for having us that day. The difference between us, the residents of the urbanized zones, and the Himba is that we take the littlest things for granted, but the Ovahimba thrive of the natures even without the resources some of us have. The first settlements of the Himba people can be traced back to the early 16th century when they crossed the Angolan border and chose Kayakoland, nowadays called Cunena region, as their new homeland. At that time, the word Himba did not exist because they had not yet separated themselves from the Herero tribe. At the end of the 19th century, Namibia was plagued by a relentless bovine epidemic. Most of the cattle that the Herero depended on perished, and the tribe faced a great crisis. Subsequently, the tribe moved south and started to explore different regions to enhance their chances of survival. Still, some members decided to stay and rather struggled for survival in familiar territories. Then and there, the schism between the two tribes became a reality, and the Himba identity came into being. Freely translated from the Acha Herero language, the word Himba means beggar. Why did they inherit this somewhat derogatory name? Well, after the schism, many of those that remained roamed the vast Kayakoland in search of cattle and crops, asking fellow or other tribe members for help. The red ochre cream that the Himba are famous for is made by pounding the ochre stone, hematite, into small pieces. After that, the fragments are mixed with butter, slightly heated using smoke and applied on the skin. After many conversations with the elders of the tribe, I have concluded that the main reason for the red ochre is to establish a difference between men and women. Moreover, the red layer seems to help against the scorching sun radiation, while keeping the skin clean and moist, and to some extent, it blocks hair growth on the body. On top of the women's head in the picture, you find the Himba crown, the Irem. This crown is made of cow or goat leather and is placed on the head when a girl reaches puberty. The red ochre, however, is applied when the girls are old enough to look after themselves hygienically. The tribe's men do not apply red ochre on their skin. Deep in the heart of Kakakoland in the Namibian desert live the Himba people, a group of semi-nomadic pastoralists who have lived there for hundreds of years. But climate change, combined with a lack of government support and ongoing marginalization, is forcing this iconic tribe to choose which parts of modernity to claim and which to reject. If you are familiar with any of Africa's tribal groups, it is probably the Himba. The tribe are renowned for their unique adornments and their continued adherence to tradition. Women of the tribe are bare-breasted and heavily decorated with symbolic jewelry. They cover their bodies with hitjais, a mixture of animal fat and ochre which gives their skin and hair a reddish hue. Traditionally, these cattle-herding tribes live in wooden huts which encircle a sacred ancestral fire, and daily work revolves around rearing and herding livestock. The Himba people have long avoided contact with the modern world, continuing their quiet lives of pastoral cattle herding in the barren corner of northwestern Namibia for generations. The region had no direct Western influence until well into the 20th century, and little is known about the inhabitants of Kakakoland before the first European expeditions in the remote area. Strolling along Independence Avenue, one of the most famous streets in Namibia's capital, Windhoek, you might see an indigenous group selling goods. Their appearance can be shocking for those not familiar with them, women with long strands of hair covered in clay wearing calfskin skirts and completely bare-chested. These people are a part of the indigenous Himba tribe who have found a home in the Kunene region located in the northeastern areas of Namibia. Here's our introduction to Namibia's Himba people. Considered a nomadic tribe, their origins can be traced to Central and West Africa, but they have since settled in Angola and Namibia. The Ova Himba choose not to conform to modern society and opt to still wear their traditional clothing, which consist of loincloths and miniskirts from animal skin. They are also easily distinguishable by their skin. They rub red ochre and fat all over their bodies, which helps protect them from the scorching Namibian sun, giving them a brilliant reddish tinge. Himba homes are simple huts, made from a mixture of earth and cattle dung and contain little beyond a bed and collection of useful implements such as kitchen tools. Both women and men wear their traditional dress, loincloths, and sandals for a man, often with foot soles made from old car tires. Women dress in goat skin skirts and jewelry. From the time a Himba girl is born, her hairstyle will identify her place in society, indicating the age, clan, and marital status of a woman. A young girl typically has 2 plaits of braided hair, ozondado, the form of which is decided by the clan she descended on her father's side. A young girl who hasn't reached puberty yet will display 2 braids at the front of her head. If a girl is a twin, she will wear only 1 single braid, indicating she is only one half of a pair of twins. At puberty, the girl will wear braids up front covering her face, letting males know that she isn't ready to marry. When a young woman is ready to marry, the same locks will be braided toward the back of the head, allowing potential suitors to see her face. First, the hair is lengthened with a straw woven together with the hair extensions to create dreadlocks, which are subsequently covered in hitjais and finished with goat hair, added to give the distinct pom-pom look. When a woman has been married for a year or has had a child, she will wear the irembe headdress on top of her head. The Himba ethnic group have kept their ethnic individuality and culture in the seclusion of Kakakoland. This ancient tribe of semi-nomadic pastoralists live in the Kunene region of northern Namibia. There are between 20,000 and 50,000 Himba people. The friendly and extraordinary Himba people are closely related to the Herero people, but that DMPL holds pride of working with.